I say I'm an Alexander teacher, and they say, "Oh, Alexander work. Oh, it's about sitting straight, right?" That's a misconception, of course. It's not about posture. It's about being alive and seeing how I can be more relaxed in whatever I do. I can find ways to do it more relaxed and more in contact with the whole.
Look at your knife. What part do you see?
This.
Yeah. And do you see the top or the bottom?
The top.
Right. But what part is touching the apple?
The bottom.
The awareness is on the bottom of the knife that's touching and moving through the apple. What do you think?
I never did it that way.
It's so difficult to describe it sometimes, what it actually is.
In einem Wort das sagen würdest, wie hat die Alexander-Technik mein Leben verändert, bereichert?
Ein Wort. Well, okay, one word.
It's more lively.
Ça m'amène beaucoup de joie.
Presence.
It's an answer to all of my questions somehow. Yeah. It's putting things together, which I always thought.
Yeah, I own myself, not in owning, in yeah, now it's me.
Es hat mich zurück in die Welt gebracht. Back into the world.
In Japanese, yeah, kaiho is mean release.
Oh, I was grown up that everything in life has to be hard work, and only if it has been hard work, it's worth, yeah. My mother would say, if I'm too happy and too joyful, well, Astrid, life is very hard, it's not a game, and then with the Alexander-Technik, this is the main issue. Life is easy. Even if you work, you can have fun, and it doesn't have to be hard.
Also mich nicht im Alltag anzustrengen. Also immer wieder zu gucken, dass es auch leichter gehen kann.
Ich finde die ganze Beziehung zu mir und zu meinem Körper, zu mir und meiner Außenwelt ist so, oder ist viel mehr miteinander verschmolzen, dass es ja göttlicher ist, aber es hat auch viel mehr Boden. Also es ist ein größerer Raum, in dem ich mich bewege.
It's peace. For me, it's peace. As a conclusion, not the way. It's very hard. The way is very hard. Yeah. But the result is peace. Die Arbeit, die geht, also es ist eine Arbeit am Körper, die aber ganz, ganz stark die Psyche berührt. Und die eigentlich so diese ganze Härte, die sich im Körper widerspiegelt, ja so nach und nach aufbricht. Also mich bricht das regelrecht auf und verletzt mich dadurch auch sehr, sehr stark. Aber so, es gibt halt dann diesen Weg da raus und diesen Weg kann man halt wirklich schaffen, weil es eine Körperarbeit ist. Und deshalb habe ich einfach so diese Hoffnung oder auch eigentlich die Zuversicht, dass am Ende wirklich dieser Frieden steht.
So when there was a possibility to start a course here, which is compatible to the normal work because of these blocks and the weekend work and so on, and this I thought, yeah, now, when else? But now is the time. Why not?
I am the coordinator, the organizer for the school in Germany. So if you want to
find something about the school, if you want to get into a workshop, if you want to get to know us, I'm the person you contact. And the stepstone to getting to know us, getting to know the community, because I'm really, behind me there's really this huge, strong community, and it's the community that makes the force of this work. So it's really a collective thing.
Often schools are pretty small, and there's maybe the main teacher, trainer, and then maybe 1 or 2 assistants. And with this school, it's so great that we have so many teachers, and it's so international. We have teachers from Japan, from the States, from Germany, but we also had guest teachers from England, from France, from Switzerland. So that's a very great opportunity to learn, to know different teachers.
So we capture this whole area, yes, like that. You see that? She doesn't have a chance with both of us here. She's got to go with us.
There are many different teachers with many different qualities. We have 8 teachers on our team, and those with more experience who have been doing this work forever, I mean for 40 years, and some 20 years, some 10 to 15 years. And then you have assistants, so it's a very lively school with lots of different influences.
Dann runzelt ihr nicht den Stirn, sondern ihr blinzelt einfach mehr. So if you're looking into the sun, don't get tight in here, but just blink more.
And there are different approaches, so that you get a whole range of what is Alexander-Technik about, or how can you approach it. I think this is also...
Yeah, because the teachers are different and they have their own style.
Schieben jetzt praktisch mal einfach die Hand, die Sie da am Kreuzbein spüren, rückwärts und machen ein paar Schritte rückwärts.
Euch alle Flöhe gebissen haben.
Shift your weight, left knee forward, both knees forward, forward.
I think one of the reasons I decided to do the Alexander-Technik was that I found that all the teachers that I had met were, to me, very charismatic people.
So, go. You have to go, and hurry up. And observe yourself.
Very inspiring. So I thought there's something that they're doing that I want to also have, or that I want to get.
Was at this workshop. I thought, it's interesting, yeah. And I came home, and my wife said, "Oh, what have they done to you? You're only smiling." And I said, "Yeah, maybe. So could be something more about it." It was the only school where I had the possibility to learn as an Alexander teacher, because I had to work as a social worker. The other schools I had to do it every day in the week for 3 years. In this school it's possible to do it in blocks.
The structure, well, it happens in 3 big events, long events, 9 days throughout the year. 1 in Easter, 1 in summer, which is now, and 1 in autumn. And between those events we meet once a month in Cologne to keep in touch, and to sort of, this is this softer, quicker format of weekends. You know, keep in touch, but you don't go as deep. Those big events are they go to your core, and they bring up, you know, they just bring up your issues, and then there's this feeling of holiday also in it. So it's not too serious and, it does, you have these breaks in between and this time to, find yourself and so it's relaxed. It's not drilling work, but it definitely goes deep. So it's very compatible for people who work. They can do their work and then also do this training as a second complementary training to their profession. Some people just do it for themselves.
For me, it's very important to know I'm part of the AlexanderAlliance, and I can always come back, and I'm invited to come back. It's open. It's not like, okay, you're finished now and do your own thing. It's always come back and talk about what you learned, and the exchange is important.
I usually begin a workshop by telling a story. And I'll tell a few of them this week that help you learn what the Alexander work is about. So I'd like you to imagine that you have some clay in front of you.
Ich hätte gerne, dass ihr euch vorstellt, dass ihr den Ton.
Definitely a great format to be introduced to this work. Bruce has a definite talent in introducing this work to people and all kinds of people, and he really can bring it close to them and immediately relevant to them in their lives, and he gives a strong experience.
I joined Bruce's workshop in Lübeck, and I didn't know that man, and he didn't know me, and he asked everybody in the workshop, so why are you here for, what are you here for, and what do you want to do, what kind of activity do you want to do? And I said, it's about my standing and in different situations, and he started working with me. He pointed the main issue right away. It was sort of you hanging on your heels and you're stuck. You can't walk forward when your weight is on your heels, and I felt like I'm stuck in my life, and it was so amazing that he didn't know anything about me, but he could just say this, and that meant a lot to me.
He puts his hand somewhere. It's like a butterfly is settling down on the very turning point of your soul, and then you know, okay, that's who I am, or who I could be.
Yeah, there's the compression.
Da ist diese
You feel it?
Compression.
Yeah.
Wie
So
sagt man
here's
Compression?
the release of
Da
the
ist der Druck.
compression.
Jetzt lässt du den Druck nach.
Yeah, that's the release of the compression.
So, das ist wirklich das Loslassen
You
von
feel
diesem
it?
Druck.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Probably the best way to get to know this work. There's a group of people, 20 to 40 to 50 people dedicated to this work. And there's just so many teachers on one spot that if with one teacher you don't have this connection, you will find it with someone else. And it doesn't have to be a teacher, you will find it with a student. You can find it in a conversation. You can find it just walking down the street with someone, and then there's, so it's not just the time in the lesson, it's really also the time in between the lesson. It's the time when you're just hanging out with each other. And it's summer, and it's, this nature is just booming. So you just relax and just sort of bed into this weather and climate and senses. So your senses are all alive, and then you have this very sensual, sensory-rich experience. As a first experience, it's like so it definitely is nearly unavoidable that you get a strong experience. And this is what it's about, it's getting an experience.
inside of this field so much can happen, so that people feel secure, can relax, and can really explore the new. If I let go of the old, then there's always a moment of I don't know what the new will be, and you have to have a secure environment to allow this moment to happen, and then the new will just come up.
It changed so much in my daily work with my own patients, so that I would say this is a way of life, of living, and not a profession. It's more a kind of philosophy, don't know, but it's a way of how I use my body, how I see the world, and this affects everything.
Und es durchdringt eigentlich meine ganze Person, nicht nur die berufliche Situation, sondern auch die private, also wie ich Menschen begegne, dass ich zuhören kann, dass ich mehr sehe von Menschen, in welcher Stimmung sie sind, wie es ihnen geht. Ich bin einfach auch selbstsicherer, weil ich mehr in mir ruhe, zentrierter bin und kann das Leben auch viel mehr auf mich zukommen lassen.
I never really found my peace with the term technique in the Alexander-Technik. I just don't find that this is a technique. In the end, it's really a deep life form. You shouldn't see any technique on yourself. You know, it's just like any other. It's any other discipline. Yeah, when you learn Tai Chi, if you learn singing, in the end, the art form gets rid of the technique that you needed to grow into something. And here, in the school, I find that this technical part fades. You just don't. We bypass this format and just go to this deeper essence of this work, and I like this naturalness, and I like this deep respect for, letting the person be who she wants to be or who he is, and move the way they want, and then they, it will grow from the inside out, and it's not from the outside in. And this is the school where I found this the most visible. This informal quality, the quintessence of Alexander's ideas.